This is how we designed the vertical stabilizer on the F-16 to include a movable rudder without needing any glue for assembly. So the rudder is going to need to be sandwiched between the two sides of the vertical stabilizer for this to work. Now, you might think of 1,000 ways to attach these two sides together, but we have to work within the design rules for injection molding, and those rules are very strict. I could make a whole separate video about this topic, but in short, the parts can't contain any so-called undercuts. They need a uniform wall thickness, and sections generally cannot be too thin or they will break. We were really struggling to find a solution. The obvious answer might be, why not just screw the two sides together like you do with the other parts? Well, that's possible on the bottom section of the part, but you would see the screw cap, and our overall design philosophy is to hide almost every screw so that the finished model looks like it has no screws in it at all. Even then, a screw at the bottom would only secure the bottom. The top would still be loose, and adding a screw at the top isn't really an option either, because the material there is so thin that the thread wouldn't even set properly, and it would generally just look horrible because the screw is just too big. But then, while we were studying a reference photo of the F-16, we noticed something. The small light on top of the stabilizer, and that's what gave us the answer. This light was originally part of the sidewalls in the design, but we decided to detach the base of the light from the side pieces, but keep the light itself attached to the side pieces of the vertical stabilizer, splitting the base off into its own separate part. So now, when the side pieces are squeezed together, the light pokes through the base and settles into place once fully pushed through, creating a sturdy connection. As you can see, it leaves a tiny gap, but this gap is needed so that it can squeeze through. And this gap is no larger than 0.2 millimeters, which is easily hidden by the modeling compound we include in the kit. Thank you for watching, and leave a comment if you want to see how the 3D printed prototype of this mechanism will perform.